Welcome to Personnel Best. Roll titles. On this week's show, I'm reviewing the Insta360 X3, a 360 camera. But does it meet up to my expectations? This is the latest high-quality camera from Insta360, the X3. Two half-inch high-resolution cameras, each recording wide-angle video, which ends up shooting over 180 degrees. Where the videos overlap, the camera stitches that image together. I know. Voodoo. It also stitches out the selfie stick. Selfie stick. Invisible, but you can see it, which helps with the screwing in to the bottom of the camera. So thanks to the camera's clever technology, it actually wipes out all of this. So it looks like it's floating. Wow. The only way the illusion is blown is if you get a shadow and you see yourself holding a big shadow stick, or you're just basically going around doing that all the time. It's not a very natural thing to do, but it can lead to some really good shots. It's like having your own drone, flying places where a drone can't, like head height over crowds. You can get a bigger selfie stick if you want. This one's pretty big, but the bigger one you can get goes up to 9.8 foot. That's almost like eye level for me. So if you buy that one, you can see, oh, this is what Al sees looking down on the world. One of the camera angles I love straight away is this one. Just let the camera video you from behind and slightly above. And it gives you that gaming kind of feel, a third person looking down on you. And if you're walking normally and you can't really see that hand, it just looks normal. If you want to go next level, you can buy attachments that attach these things to your car. And as it's driving around like that, it looks like you're in GTA. I've got some footage here where I'll show you that you can see when I'm riding with the selfie stick in my hand, I'm holding on the handlebars. It looks quite natural. You don't really actually realize what I'm doing until I take my hands off and start waving the stick around. And then you're very more aware that there is a stick there. But come on, that's amazing technology to actually make that stick invisible and just have your own personal drone just following you everywhere. In the future, I will get some harnesses for this. So, to make cycling safer. But I was so desperate just to get out there and see what this can do that I did that little ride one-handed. You can shoot 5.7K 360 video with HDR, 2.3-inch tempered glass screen so you can see what you're shooting. It's waterproof to 33 feet. I haven't tested that yet. It's a shoot first, edit later camera. Whatever you're doing, just press record, go. Afterwards, even if you missed something, you can go back in the footage and re-examine it and go, actually, that was a better shot. Like here, I was crossing the finish line at my local Parkrun. Thought, yeah, finish line, that's the shot you want. But I remember at the time there was footsteps getting closer and closer to me towards that finish line. I wonder who it was. I just go back to 360 and it turns around and goes, that's who it was. You can see them trying to catch me in the line. They tried to beat me to 171st position. Oh, I was almost 172nd. Disaster. And another example of this camera and what it can do, I was shooting for one angle on the bicycle and then a very silly pigeon got in my way. It was sitting on the path. As I was approaching it at maximum velocity, one-handed. And then it took off. And then I can actually go back to that footage and look at the pigeon instead of myself and actually watch and track the pigeon as it flies around. It would have helped if the pigeon flew around me a few times, just to really show off the camera, but I can't tell animals what to do yet. Right, so my review, negatives. One I found, and it's such a small one, the edge of the camera, as I say, just imagine this as a huge bowl of 360 goodness. Well, the cameras are matching them together down the line of the edge of the camera. So if you're in that edge, the camera stitches those images together. Although it's good, it can warp the image slightly. I think it's worse with images that are close to the camera, like here with my arm. As soon as I notice it, then I can't not notice it. But I think if that line was further to the side in the background, you wouldn't even know that line was there. and the image was just amazing. But yeah, it's a 360 camera, shooting all angles, but just be careful where your subject is, and do you want it right on the edge if it's too close. Something else I found is if you want to shoot something over 30 minutes, this will shoot in 30-minute segments, stop, and then auto start again. But it's not immediate, so you may lose a little bit of footage. I was doing a bit of test footage with a friend when I was interviewing her for a podcast, and I told a hilarious joke, and they didn't laugh. That's because, obviously, it stopped right on the 30 minutes and started 4 seconds later. But those 4 seconds, she was killing herself laughing. It was hilarious. I've heard low light can be an issue with these. I haven't found that yet, but I'm going to do a much more extensive review in the future, so look out for that. I can only comment on what I've found so far, and so far, it's just been lots of positives. There's one bit of amazing footage I've seen with this, and it's a girl cliff diving, and the person sat beside us holding up the camera with a selfie stick, and as he drops the camera, and as she falls in the water, the camera goes in the water as well, and it shoots the whole thing. And with the tracking, you can actually ping it perfectly so you're falling in sequence. Wow. So again, a negative, you're limited to your own imagination. If you can think of something, this camera could probably do a really good job at it. So there's so many things you can do creatively with this camera. Something I love as well, being quite sporty, is it links to my Garmin. And so all the stats from that exercise that I did will be then transferred to this. So as you can see from the footage on my bicycle, you get all the stats from that, speed and velocity, or, amount of times hit a tree. No, that's not there. But other things, amazing things. So you can put all the activities on there. So whatever sport you track, Garmin can extract those figures and put them on the video for you. Wow. It really is just another tool to your arsenal. Or Newcastle, other clubs are available. It's a press and go. No need to think about framing. Just hit start. Wait till the screen comes on. Pingy pongy, pingy pongy. And once that's going, you can just hit record. It tells you it's starting recording, and it's recording. Then afterwards, you go back and go, I like that footage, but not with that guy. I can shoot over there. You can do whatever you want. I'm recording myself, recording myself, recording myself, recording myself. The Insta360 X3 review on an Insta360 X3. Which camera do I talk to? As I say, it's a press and go and forget about it and just enjoy whatever you're going to be doing, be that running, cycling, snowboarding, motorbiking, sticking it to your car, basically just doing something. Press record, forget about it, and afterwards come back and get the shots that you wanted, or the shots that you thought you missed because you weren't looking that way. This was. When you're editing, you just go through your footage and add a keyframe to the point that you want the camera to look at, and then you basically just point the camera, and it looks anywhere you want. Another example, here's me cycling past a local monument called Coal Face, because it's a face. And you can see as I come past it on this bicycle that I can track that however I wanted. So you can have multiple edits of the same footage and have so many different types of footage from the same moments. I did a park run and I decided to do it all in third person and speed the footage up and just keep the one angle third person. That works really well. There's a link for it now. But I can still use that same footage, go back, scrap all my edits, start again, and then shoot it completely different. Or just from the same camera. Different cameras, same camera. Something else I tried, which worked too, is I did an interview with somebody for my podcast, and I made the camera look at individuals during the question and answers. So the camera didn't move, but then it was shot at me, then shot at you, then shot at me, then shot at you. Just amazing things it can do. I'm amazed by this camera. But it's early days, don't get ahead of yourself too early. I'll do a more extensive review on the Insta360 X3 in the future, but I just wanted to give you a quick feel of how I'm finding it so far. And I'm really impressed. It's taken my content creating to a different level. And again, you're only limited to what you can think it could do. So that's my first review of the Insta360 X3. Stay tuned for more an extensive review in the future. But for now, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching, if indeed you still are. I'm Al. I'll see you around.